All right, well, we just picked up this giant stack of comic books on my LCS for 40 bucks. So let's go ahead and dig through it and see exactly what we got. All right, let's get started. So yeah, about 72 books for $40. Pretty much exactly $40 with tax. What do we got here? Where Monsters Dwell, issue number 1320 center. These were in the $2 bin. Got a nice little mix of horror in the $2 bin this time, which is always pretty awesome. 1971, picked it up. Yeah, I think these were mostly reprints from the 50s. They might have all been reprints. Honestly haven't read very many of these, but I know these were more of your simpler kind of stories of fighting like sea dragons, or I guess underwater sea monsters and dragons, and all kinds of stuff like that. More of your simple type horror stories as far as that's concerned. Personally, I like them a little bit more. And they have a little bit more backbone and a little more depth to them than some of that stuff, but it all comes down to preferences and all that stuff. Secrets of Sinister House, issue number 12. Picked it up, $2 bin. I like Secrets of Sinister House, actually a little more than Secrets of Haunted House. Why? I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head. July 1973. I think it has a darker tone to it, maybe. At least that was my interpretation of it, but I mean, that could just be me. I think it has a little bit more of a kind of a romance angle to it, more of like a relationship type thing that maybe makes things a little bit scarier or something. I don't know. Maybe I know the run is smaller than Secrets of Haunted House, so maybe I don't know. They put more effort into it. I don't know, but I just seems to me like every Sinister House that I've read, I've enjoyed a little bit better. It just seems like it was a better quality story, but yeah, obviously to each of their own on that one. Secrets of Haunted House, issue number 15, $2 bin. This one looks actually pretty clean, and I do not have it, which is obviously really cool. And yeah, 1979. And yeah, this is not all obviously haunted house stuff. The stories of just about everything. You'll have like 3 or 4 stories in one comic, and yeah, it'll go off on every possible thing you can imagine outside of haunted houses. So yeah, obviously you have a lot of different stories, and none of the stories are really boring, so it's always fun to crack one open and just yeah, read a different one that you haven't read, because there's a lot of them, and then a lot of them are really good. Incredible Hulk, issue number 150, 20 center, $2 bin. I picked it up. It is not the most desirable grade, as you can tell, but I picked it up. Why? Because I do not have issue 150, and for $2 on an issue that I don't have on Hulk like this, I'm gonna obviously snatch it up, because low grade is better than no grade, and honestly, I don't care if I don't have it. I want to pick it up and add it to my collection. But yeah, don't need to say any more about that. Hulk issue number 150, 20 center, a cool little cover in my opinion. Moving on. Man-Thing, issue number 4, 40 center. Not the first series, obviously. Maybe not even the second one. Maybe the third. I'm not sure 100%. 1980. Yeah, I do like Man-Thing. I kind of like the idea behind it, because he's obviously like the main character, but like not really in a way. It's more of like a persona, almost like a belief type thing. And I kind of like the route that they went down, because it made things kind of confusing in a way, and I kind of appreciated that. But yeah, I'll shut up. Ghosts, issue number 65, picked it up. Issue number, yeah, I just said the 35 center, 1978. Maybe one of my not least, but lesser favorites, 70s horror, I would say. 70s, 80s horror, at least as far as the run is concerned. Maybe because it feels like they were more similar to one another. They're ghost stories, but they just seem to be more, obviously, I mean, obviously it's called Ghosts, so what do you expect? I don't really know what I'm arguing about here, but yeah, it just seemed like the stories were a little more similar with like House of Secrets, where you're getting kind of a random off the wall just stories based on everything. But I don't even know what I'm talking about right now. Ghost issue number 65, and Creatures on the Loose, $2 bin still, issue number 14, picked it up. And I think this was similar to which one? The first one we looked at, right? I can't think of the name of it anymore. Oh my god. Yeah, Where Monsters Dwell. These were reprints, right? Were they all reprints? 1971. It's got that reprint look. I'm pretty sure these were reprints. Yeah, more of your simple 50s kind of off the wall, crazy ideas for stories and monsters and all that stuff. And yeah, I was not a huge fan of those particular stories, I guess, as much as the others. But again, each their own on that one. And House of Mystery issue number 200. Picked it up, $2 bin. This one looks completely... I haven't opened it up yet, but it's probably not going to look very pretty. I'm just going to forewarn you on that one. But yeah, issue number 200, I thought this was cool. This is a thicker one, 25 center for $2. I thought this was actually a pretty good deal, even for it's going to be completely... that's not too bad at all. Yeah, we're still got a little bit of... little rust on that top staple. This actually looks a lot cleaner than I would have imagined. I didn't look inside, I just took them out of the bag. It's actually pretty nice. Because I think this has some value to it. I don't think this was like a $2 book, even in low grade. I mean, it might be, but I'm going to work my way to the center here. Because, yeah, we got rusted top staple. Bottom staple looks pretty clean, though. It's actually a fairly cleaner book than I originally thought, which is actually pretty cool. Yeah, House of Mystery 200. Maybe my favorite horror run of all time, outside of maybe, I guess, Frankenstein and... House Mystery's up there. Issue number 200, other than that top rusted staple, it's actually a 3.0. I mean, better than I thought. But anyways, moving on. And we picked up 8 pounds this time for price per pound deal at my LCS. So it came out to $20 for about 60 books. Pretty crazy deal. Nice little mix of actually pretty cool stuff. Some lower grade stuff, but I mean, it is what it is. Who cares? Spectacular Spider-Man issue number 78, 60 center. 1983. Is it a... No, it is not a new... it is a newsstand. It is not a Mark Jewelers. Superman issue number 283, low grade. This one feels thick. 1975. Oh my god. It is a Mark Jewelers. Oh, Superman Mark Jewelers. That's actually really cool. I think I own a Mark Jewelers Superman. Well, that's cool. I don't know how many other possible candidates we could have from our jewelers, because I completely forgot in the last few videos that we were having really good luck with that. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Superman Mark Jewelers. What, issue 283? I'm gonna put this one up top. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to figure it twice. Superman Hedgehog, free comic book day, IDW, and Kitty Pryde and Wolverine issue number 3. Actually looks super clean. It's actually a pretty cool little find here for 30 cents, I guess 33 cents. January 1985. Superman Mark Jewelers. That's going to be the first one I think I own. Rom, Ripped to Shreds, issue number 71, Newsy. Yeah, what issue Rom did I read? I think it was, God, I can't think of the name of it. I think it was 33 and 34 I just read a little while ago, and man, I'm kind of enjoying Rom, to be honest with you. I have a lot of them. I picked up my other line. I think there's a couple in here. Fantastic Four, issue number 386, and right into a Clive Barker's Nightbreed Rawhide Rex. I picked it up. The heck am I looking at? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. I don't know if I should be opening this book on stream. Yeah. Clive Barker, I know he makes some pretty wacky stuff. I picked it up pretty much for that reason alone. Superman 25 center, low grade, 1986. Just checking, 1975. And a Guardian of the Galaxy issue number 9. Pretty clean book here. Actually, really clean, 1991. Web of Spider-Man issue number 40. Yeah, it's definitely gotten cold in here. That is for darn sure. I was complaining about how hot it was a couple months ago, and then it went from sweating hot in my garage to just icy, freezing cold in my garage. I don't think there was ever an in-between at all where there's just nice. It just went from super hot to super cold. Wonder Woman issue number 213, 20 center, still 20 cents. Holy cow. All right, we're getting lucky again. That's crazy. Feels like it's a different style of Mark Jewelers too. Yeah, I mean, what year is this? We were getting them in the 89, 90, 91. 1974 Mark Jewelers. This is an older Mark Jewelers. That's super cool. Holy cow. I picked it up because it was just low grade. Obviously, they were in bags, so I didn't pull them out of the bags. I couldn't check if it was Mark Jewelers or anything. I remember grabbing it feeling it thick again, but I'm like, oh, maybe it's a giant or something. Wonder Woman 213, I picked it up for 20 cents, but it is a Mark Jewelers. I'm going to put that one up. That's actually really cool. Two Mark Jewelers. Owl Hoots, issue number 1. Yeah, I actually sold this to a buddy of mine who wanted it. He just gave me $2 for it. And I went down to my comic book shop and I found another one. And I'm like, all right, I'll pick it up again. 30 cents. Kind of thought it was cool. Cool artwork, cool start. Yeah, there's little roll desks. I don't know about you guys, but I see them everywhere on Facebook Marketplace for free. I got 2 in my house. They're actually really cool. You can put like little stuff. I put like all my little paints and little doodads and stuff in there, and you can kind of close it up and it looks kind of clean. You got a little pull-out drawer and it looks just like that. And like, I don't know how, but you just have a giant cabal of like those little roll desks on Facebook Marketplace just all being for free. Like nobody wants them. Like, is everyone moving, or are they just like, I'm sick and tired of these things, I don't want them anymore? But I always thought they were really cool. Like if I had the space, I'd just collect a ton of them because they're cool. Spectacular Spider-Man issue number 177. Moving on. Web of Spider-Man issue number 65. Yeah, I don't remember ever seeing any old school Mark Jewelers and like an old Superman or Wonder Woman from like the mid to early 70s. So I don't know if those were more rare or less rare than like the late 80s or early 90s, but yeah, that was pretty thick. That was pretty cool. Batman meets Wonder Woman issue number 2. And going into a Hulk issue number 429. And a wrecked Scooby-Doo team-up issue number 23. Picked it up, not sure why. 2017 of Scooby-Doo. Why am I even looking through this? And a Rom issue number 8 newsstand. It is ripped up, but yeah, I've been enjoying Rom, and I don't have Rom number 8, so I'll pick it up. I don't care how it looks for this price. July 1980. And yeah, I don't know. It's just a really cool story. Just obviously, if you guys don't know anything about Rom, I mean, I guess I can go down that rabbit hole, but yeah, he's a cool little fighter. Comes from another planet. He's got basically enemies from other planets coming, trying to take over Earth, and now he's trying to save Earth from them because he kind of wrecked his own planet, and so he's kind of fighting alongside guys with what do we got? Punisher issue number 72. So yeah, he's kind of fighting along with America, but the guys he's fighting from the other war blend into the people on Earth. So sometimes the people on Earth think Rom is actually the bad guy because he's attacking people that looks kind of like them and all that stuff. So it kind of gets confusing. He gets blamed, incorrectly for that stuff, and it's a cool little mix. I've been kind of enjoying it. I've been going on a little Rom binge and certainly enjoying myself quite a bit. I don't even know what I'm looking at right here. I can't think and talk at the same time. Punisher issue number 73. I know I have this one. Don't know why I picked it up. Looks pretty clean. I always see Punisher, and I just can't resist. Green Lantern issue number 40. Yeah, a lot of these look pretty clean, so when they're clean like that, I obviously just, it's hard to pass on them. But Superman, and this one feels thick. 290. I'm going to say this is that would be really awesome, man. Mark Jewelers. I mean, it's a little gray, who cares? But yes, it is. Obviously. That's crazy. That's cool. Yeah, this one's trashed. It's a shame these are trashed, but 1975 Mark Jewelers issue 290 Superman. I'm going to put that one up because I have no idea anything about, obviously what those go for or anything like that. Green Lantern issue number 24. But that is actually pretty cool. Punisher issue number 74. We got a lot of books. Probably shouldn't take too much time there. Spectacular Spider-Man 195. This one looks completely minty. 1992. I can probably see a little bit better than you guys can, but this thing looks, I guess, one little tiny little tick there. I'm just gonna put that one up. Yeah, some books that look just completely untouched. Yeah. Harley Quinn issue number 24. $3.99. What year is this? I'm gonna say it's 2018. Did it say on the front or something? I really don't care. Harley Quinn issue number 24, and into a Speedball number 2. I have Speedball number 1 actually. I don't have Speedball number 2. But yeah, I guess I have 1 and 2 now. This one looks really clean. October 1988. I know these books do not have any particular value to it, but a nice clean speedball for 35 cents is, yeah, works by me. ROM issue number 4, Newsy. I do not have it. I started reading issues in the 30s because I had like 30 through 46. And yeah, I obviously like reading them when they go in consecutive orders like that instead of jumping around. March 1980, Sal Buscema. Yeah, Rom, he's got his little thingy there. Can't even think of the name of it. He blasts at him, and obviously it sends him into the little... oh my god, I can't talk right now. Sends him into the little back to basically into the little their plane before they were... Because sometimes the guys will... they will like hijack the bodies of like animals and like fish and stuff, and then they'll turn into deadlier sea creatures and all that stuff, and then obviously the sea creatures will come after them and try to attack Rom and all that stuff. So yeah, that was probably a horrible explanation of it, but it is what it is. Cloak and Dagger issue number 4, newsstand. Could it be a Mark Jewelers? Huh. For a second there I thought that was no, but that would have been really cool. $1.50 was this, 1992, 93. This might have been a little bit too late for it, but I've been having good luck. All right, moving on. I don't think I've ever read a Cloak and Dagger. If I did, I don't remember it, that's for sure. Kind of means I'm going to put that one up. Just because I've never read a Cloak and Dagger, I mean, why not? I got to read one. I see it everywhere, obviously. Lobo, issue number 204. 1990. This one looks a little bit familiar. Cool little picture. You just got him right in the face there. And Action Comics, this feels thick. 456, low grade. It's the same tarnished low grade book. I'm gonna say this is 90% a Mark Jewelers. No. Yes, it is. God. It's a brown Mark Jewelers. That's crazy. Now I'm saying, oh no, it doesn't look too bad. 456. I think I have this issue. 1976. A gold brown Mark Jewelers right smack dab in the middle of it. That is pretty cool. I'm trying to wonder how... I think you might have some more Bronze Age books, but I'm not sure. Wolverine issue number 39. 1991. It's got some wear on it. And Archie's Pals and Gals, Betty's and Veronica, Flying Colors Comics. I guess that's like their little exclusive, number 1. Yeah, it's the comic book shop that I shop at. It's awesome comic book shop, awesome group of guys. No, I do not work there. September 2016. Yeah, this must have been, well, obviously must have been, it was 9 years ago. Nice. Betty and Veronica issue number 1. It's got some wear on it. Obviously, it's got creases and everything. You probably threw it in that little bin because it's got some love to it. But yeah, I thought it was a cool little cover and picked it up. ROM issue number 74. And into a Cloak and Dagger issue number 7. But yeah, if it wasn't for my that little comic book shop there. Ghost Rider Rides Again, issue number 5. Thick one, 1991. Yeah, if it wasn't for that LCS, I'd be definitely not buying the amount of books that I'd be wanting to, because it's been getting a little harder, and the market has definitely changed. ROM issue number 33. Yeah, this is the one I read. Yeah, I read this one just recently. And yeah, issue number 33. I remember this one vividly. Yeah, this was a good one. Yeah, what was her name? I think it was Sybil? Yeah, Sybil. Yeah, she's blind. And she's got like what she thinks is her aunt and the little rabid dog here. And I always wondered when I read this one, I'm like, why does the dog look like wants to just completely kill her and all that stuff? And they're like, oh, they're family or whatever. So they're like, oh, come on, Sybil, come inside. Your parents aren't coming back, because like her parents were killed and all that stuff, and she didn't know exactly how and what's going on. So she just had to kind of trust her crazy aunt and that crazy looking evil dog that looks like it's gonna kill her with the red eyes. And then she kind of finds out, like, well, not at that point, but basically Rom is deciding to leave because he's kind of does his thing, and all the people are like, oh, I'm gonna miss you, and oh, I had a crush on him, and he's much better than my husband and all that stuff. And then yeah, basically it goes on to where I'm trying to recall here. Yeah, so she's blind, she can't see, she's living in the house with her aunt, and then her aunt, yeah, she brings over all these random, creatures start coming in, knocking on her door, and they're coming inside, and she's listening to them and all that stuff. And then they have this little meeting basically in the room talking about how, the dangerous one is upstairs and they got to kill her. And the aunt's like, no, we can use her. Instead of killing her, let's just make her part of the, team evil and all that stuff. And she can, we can work together and rule the world and all that stuff. And then she's, oh my God, my aunt's crazy. And then she's like realizing, okay, that makes sense why the dog wants to basically just kind of kill me all the time with its red beating eyes. She's like, I got a problem here. So then she's like freaking out. She doesn't know what to do. And then obviously Rom comes here and saves the day. He's like, nope, you can't trust your aunt, lady. Your aunt's no good. She's a monster, but I will take care of it for you. So they battle it out. He's taking care of the aunt, which is a monster and all that stuff. And then she runs off, but she's blind, and now she doesn't know where to go. And then she got the creatures after Rom and all that stuff. And fighting Rom, and he breaks away and then uses his little, God, I can't even think of it. Tranquilizer gun? It's not a tranquilizer gun. I can't think. And he's using this little gun that I should know the name of. And, he basically sends them back to kind of where they belong in, like, the little abyss and all that stuff. And they change form. And now he's like, all right, where did this little girl go? And then finds out that this girl can't see, but she's lived on this area for a lot of years. And then like, oh, okay, she's all right and all that stuff. And then, they hug it out and they make friends. And yeah, it's a cool little issue. I think I just rambled on about that whole issue. But and then 34 talks about how they kind of go off with Submariner and all that stuff. And I probably wasted way too much time on that. But Rom is a pretty enjoyable read. At least I've been enjoying it. It took way too long. I'm sorry, guys. Amazing Spider-Man issue number 14. New Mutants issue number 19. Newsstand. Could it be? It is not. It's going to have to be a Superman or Wonder Woman in this lot. September 1984. But it's one of those. I know there's a lot of. What am I trying to think of? Flash Gordon issue number 1. Picked it up. Looked pretty clean. I thought this was cool. Flash Gordon number 1. I like Flash Gordon, and I don't know if I have number 1. I obviously didn't check my Flash Gordons because I don't have very many of them. But this one looks super minty. I saw it. I thought it looked pretty cool. Yeah, nice little artwork style. What is that? Ferrari Testarossa, 1988 or something. I'm just guessing. Yeah, 1988. I swear I didn't look. Yeah, that's when those stuff was popular. Yeah, cool. Late 80s stuff. That's awesome artwork. Flash Gordon, issue number 1, 1988. I don't know if that has some value now, but it's super clean. I'm going to put that one up there. But, Punisher 63. Yeah, I rambled on about that Rom, but I noticed, like, my mood and my temperament are just throughout the days, months, and years and all that stuff will change from comic to comic, because, like a year ago, I might open up a Rom and I'm like, I don't want to read this. This is a stupid story. And like now, I'm like, think it's the coolest story in the world, and I'll like read on it and binge on it. And then 6 months from now, I'll be like, why did I read all that stuff? That was kind of silly. It's funny how, like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but my brain it'll connect to one particular superhero and I'll just want to go with it. And then after a while, I'll say like, oh, that doesn't really, like, why? What did I find interesting on that specific superhero? Marvel Comics presents X-Men and Havoc issue number 24. Picked it up, looked pretty clean. Because I know I've read series of other books, and afterwards I'm like, did I really just read all that? Did I enjoy doing that? And I'm like, yeah, I did. And it's just funny how your brain kind of just shifts gears, and at least maybe it's just me. Metamorpho issue number 1, 1993. What is he standing on? A little periodic table of elements or something? Let me look at that very far. 19, I just said it, who cares? Metamorpho issue number 1. I apologize if this is a 30-minute video. I have no idea. But Avengers West Coast issue number 65. Thick one. Is it? No, it can't be because it's not a newsstand. I didn't even bother looking. And ROM 34. Yes, I'm 99% certain the other one was 33, right? Yes, I read this one too. Yeah, Submariner. Yeah, oh God, I swear I'm not gonna ramble on that much. Yeah, he's got Sybil. He's staring out. He's like, yeah, we're an army now. And then they travel together, but then they go through. They go over the water, and bad things happen. I won't try to speed up pretty quickly. And then obviously Submariner is in the water, and then he loses the girl. Yeah, he's flying over the ocean, falls out of her hands because it's got the little sea creatures that basically the monsters from the aliens will like take over like sea lions and all that stuff and make them deadly and all that stuff. So they're just like normal sea creatures that are now possessed by another world. And so now he loses the girl and he's like, crap, now I'm in the middle of this water with all this sea creatures from my old basically world that are trying to take over Earth and all that stuff. And he's like, man, now I gotta take care of all these guys that are after me. And they're trying to harness the power of this little black pearl here that basically can shine a light and it'll turn all the creatures, I guess, maybe into, I guess, those evil monsters to basically, you know, I guess put better odds in them taking over the world. And he's like, nope, we can't have that happen. So they fight it out and they kind of join the team together. And yeah, sorry guys. Rom issue number 34, another cool story, and yeah, another clean book. Picked it up, but yeah, again, I've been enjoying Rom. But Avengers West Coast issue number 67. But yeah, I have noticed that Whatnot, Justice League Europe issue number 1, and it is got some issues to it. But I mean, Whatnot used to be a great place to buy comics, but now that it's gotten a lot bigger, it has become a seller's market. Just because it's you got so many people on there, I guess. I guess the way to phrase it is there's a lot more flippers out there now than there used to be pre-COVID. And they're using Whatnot to try to sell their, obviously, things that they're buying up at flea markets or eBay auctions and all that stuff. And they're using Whatnot to obviously create and form a crowd and sell their books individually for a much higher price. And instead of people just trying to find a way to off their books, which they were doing before, which was, you know, a lot cooler for the buyers. New Mutants, newsstand number 20, 60 center. Could it be? It could not. 1984. But it seems from at least my eyes, Whatnot is a very good place to sell and not so good of a place to buy, at least maybe for me. That's been my luck. But yeah, I mean, that's just things evolve and you have to go from one place to the other and you have to kind of adapt with how the things are. But Iron Man issue number 2, newsstand, a thick one, not on Mark Jewelers probably. It is a 64-page giant. It's a pretty clean book, though. What is that, an annual, right? Yeah, Marvel Annual, 1990, newsstand. Pretty clean book. Sweet, I'm going to put that one up just because that one looks pretty nice. Only a couple more books there and we're done. Shogun Warriors, issue number 3, a newsie. Yeah, this was possibly one of the greatest little discounted dollar bin pickups, I think. This was actually really cool stuff. Shogun, issue number 3. I don't have it. Well, I do now, obviously. Issue 1978. And 2 more books, and then, God, I have no idea how long this video was. I rambled on way too long, but yeah, Web of Spider-Man, issue number 92, and last book will be a Nom issue number 53, newsstand. Oh my God, oh, not a Mark Jewelers. That was gonna be a Mark Jewelers for sure. But yeah, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Pretty cool little pickup, and until next time, I will talk to you guys later.